Well, hello everyone. This is Suzanne Knabe-Nicole from Police Science Doctor. Police Science Doctor is the website where research in policing, criminology, investigative psychology, and all other related fields are being brought to you, the practitioner, in a way that you can actually access and consume. So what I do is I try to translate research that is relevant to frontline officers and anyone who's operational, or whatever your role may be in policing, law enforcement, and related industries, really, and translate them into something that I think you will be able to use. So one of those things is the videos that you can watch on the website. They're also displayed or also broadcast as a podcast. And the Police Science Snippets is something that I send out every week to people who are subscribed to the Police Science Doctor email list. So what you can do is you can get yourself onto that list. It's free. And with that, basically, you'll be able to get these police science snippets emailed to you every Tuesday. And the snippets are basically 3 pieces of golden nuggets that I found in research articles that are mainly published very recently that I think will be of immediate use or something applicable for you to use straight away. Because much research, as you may know, is very abstract, it's very theoretical, and it's not something that you can really put into practice very easily. But I try to find 3 things that I can share with you that I think you will be able to use in one way or another. So the 3 snippets I have for you this week are, first one is single parent families and delinquency. The likelihood of juvenile delinquency increases most when 1, children are born to a single parent, followed by children with separated parents and children experiencing parental death, compared to children growing up with both biological parents. So, all other factors aside, just when there's a single parent family, there is a higher risk of delinquency in the child coming up, and that is increased if the child is already born into a situation where the parent is single. The risk was also higher when, 2, the single parent family started at a younger age. So it's not quite as bad as when you're basically born into these circumstances, but it's still worse than if you're becoming a single parent family later on in the child's life. And 3, when children grow up with only a biological mother for both sons and daughters compared to only a biological father. So if the children are going to grow up with a single parent, it's got a bit of a higher risk if it's a single mother rather than a single father. And the link to the original research, as always, is in the email that is sent out every Tuesday. The second snippet for this week is about face covering post-mortem. Now, this research has actually come out very recently and was headed up by Lee Rainbow, the head of the Behavioral Investigative Advisors who work for the National Crime Agency here in the UK. So contrary to the long-held belief that an offender who covers the victim's face after murdering them is more likely to have had a close relationship with them, no such connection was actually found in this study. So they went through quite a lot of cases, still considering the fact that we don't actually have that many murders in the UK, fortunately, but they did look at a high number of them. And they found that whilst it is often quoted to be a fact that if the murderer covers up the victim's face after the act, then it is somehow likely that they will have had a personal relationship with them. They did not actually manage to confirm this finding in this research. Masking may well indicate guilt or remorse or an attempt at depersonalization. However, it does not necessarily indicate a prior connection between victim and offender. And again, the link to that article is in the email. The other thing, if you subscribe to the email list, whilst you get these emails sent to you with the link to the original research, you also get access to the whole back catalogue of all the previous science snippets. So this is week 60 that I've been doing this, and you will be able to download all the PDFs from the previous weeks if you so wish. And the last snippet for this week, sexual violence interviews. So they did a study where they actually spoke to victims of sexual violence who had been interviewed by police for their cases and to get some information on how they think police should be interviewing victims of sexual violence. Survivors of rape stated that interviewer training needs to emphasize diversity to enable them to work with individuals with different life circumstances. And interviewers also need to show warmth and compassion and allow the victim to exercise choice and control during the interview. And again, the link to the original research is in the article. So I hope you found this of use. And if there's any suggestions you have, so for example, if you're a researcher, if you're an academic, if you're a practitioner who's come across any research that you think might be actionable, that might be something that a colleague of yours somewhere around the world could put into practice straight away or start thinking or considering straight away. So Is it something usable, something that's not just theoretical, something that's actually useful for law enforcement practitioners? Please do email the article to me or email me what the article is. I might be able to include it in these snippets, and I'll credit you as well if you do that. So that was it for today. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this content useful. You can get access to each episode's transcript with key learning points, timestamps, and references if you get yourself onto my mailing list. Just go to the main website on policesciencedoctor.com, and on the bottom of each page you will find a sign-up form for notifications of new content. Just enter your first name, your preferred email address, and the type of organization you work for. You will not get any spam. This is just for me to let you know about new content and for you to get access to all the transcripts.